So, how about a little topology test, shall we? We're going to need the SCP Foundation for this one, just like any other Stanford, Harvard, or Yale liberal arts math class, talking about MIT. Anyways, inside here, when you get way out, you can simplify the factors. Let's say China is the gray aliens and America's the reptilians, or you could do anti-up electron math on that system for whatever you want out there on indexes. Eventually, over at the SCP Foundation, so I'm gonna just get smartened up and gonna say, well, the problem was their own damn wave function. I had to figure out a way to and get GPT-3 to program that model out where everybody got together, and then it wasn't just a bunch of subsets trying to fight each other for power in China and America and Russia and all this other bullshit. You square that stuff off, and maybe we'll just, I believe in physics, but we're just gonna no, we're just gonna hypothetically simulate this thing for a minute. Just let's put that off to the side. Right, and then say, for some reason, they all pulled it together. They pulled their heads out of their asses about what the economics on the engineering of the coefficient timelines, costs, and systems are to build anything. Any kind of skyscraper, nuclear reactor, astrodome, or anything. How you function that shit and why the people are on the index for what it is. And some people get pissy. We do that over at the military all the time. That's kind of one of those indexes. And like I said, once it goes military and it gets a hold of the animal, when those scientists get a hold of it, it's like, oh, we don't do astrophysics constants on the problem anymore about the civilization that gets it. We can do it marketing, and that being the M theory on this compression of the system that shows me physics. And after a while, I figure it out, and then the teacher gives me an A. I get a marshmallow. So after we factored all that out, once we had that going, it was civilizations forever. They were thriving there, given the SCP from this morning. We'll be posting that one here in a minute. Here, what was it about? It was types of SCPs, I think is what it was. But at any rate, their thaumilistic number kind of goes back, and now that I've seen that can be done, now it's about this, and so hypothetically argued some things inside of there, and we said that was the timeline and the adjustment of it, and that kept China over here. We had it on the farm. China was China, Russia was Russia, and it was working given that form, and we had to have a damn bit of problem on it. We were yelling at kids for not buying Ferraris with a credit card. Of course, Sarge was trying to get them to buy the GTO, the Mustang or whatever, and we yell at them all the time about that bullshit, about proper MOSs and thermodynamics and the heat vex guy general, on the alien spacecraft. So, you get those bullshit numbers out of the way, and you factor some adjustments of that thing out there coming through, and it's just like, on the case you're on, you guys like me because I didn't pull no bullshit. I got in there, and I'll be honest with you. High quality problem, honestly. Now that we know where it is, factoring it's going to be real easy on the adjustments of things. And if I couldn't do it, then we didn't have enough damn numbers. I mean, you argued that I was smart. The smart people are in charge of shit, calling stuff out. I was like, you're smart. I get people in here and I swab them down away from the door, away from you most of the time. I can answer most of those questions, not a fucking problem. But every once in a while I need to let one slide through, and that's machine, making sure I don't do the thing that's dumb on the thing because I forget about that one tool in the shed that I was supposed to use on how to do the impossible tongue and groove or whatever it is to build the corner on it. XY Lego version of the test that day or whatever. And, so on the far end of that, you get that stuff out of the way and you figure out in the room, and it was just like, from my perspective, whether I'm in charge or I'm not in charge, I got a dude that comes in there, kind of reminds the Chinese president, hey, teams, efforts, economics, that's why I'm in charge for you, Thanos. I mean, sit your happy ass down, quit trying to half the universe. There are numbers. This is physics, buddy. Russia, Putin. You can put them all in the room. Line them up like the global warming guy there. I'm going to have him in the camp. Me and him, between this, we're going to notice everything inside of here. Quick, kick it.